Hello again. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you some shortcuts that I use in MyFitnessPal that just make things go a little bit more smoothly. I'm going to show you how to copy and paste your frequently used meals and items, how to build a recipe, and how to use the web builder to build a recipe. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we will get going on that in just a second. Okay, we are in. So I am in today for my diary and MyFitnessPal. And let's just say you're a creature of habit and you know that you're going to eat the next thing the next day and the day after that for lunch and breakfast, and maybe dinner varies. So we can go to the upper left corner where it says edit and we can hit it. We can select all. We can select the meal. So like maybe breakfast, and then we can also select maybe lunch. You know you're going to have 2 eggs and an English muffin, but not everything else. So you can just grab those 2 things and then you can hit copy. And then you can add it to whatever day you want, retroactively or ahead. So let me just put it on Sunday just for fun. Usually when I use this, I put it on the next day or the day before or whatever. Another cool thing you can do is you can create a meal or a recipe for yourself. So instead of plugging in all the ingredients all the time, I can go up to edit and I can click on everything that was in my lunch today. So my eggs, my English muffin, my avocado, my smoked salmon, and my broccoli. Maybe I meal prepped for this week and I already know this is going to be my lunch for the next few days. So I can save the meal. So I hit save meal in the lower right-hand corner and I'll just call this smoked salmon sandwich, I'll say with broccoli. So now I can save that meal. I know it's 421 calories. I know the carbs, I know the fat, and I know it's about 30 grams of protein. So then I can just hit save at the top and now my meal is created. So say in future days, I can go to, I already have some stuff in here for tomorrow, but let me just edit it out. So I'm just gonna delete those things. And then if I want to add that meal that I just created, I can go to my meals. And it's at the top since I just created it, smoked salmon sandwich with broccoli, pop it in there, hit the check mark, and there it is. Okay, so I just created a meal or a recipe using the existing food that I had already inputted. Another thing that you could do is I'll go ahead and add food for dinner, and I'm just gonna create a meal. So at the very top, it says my meals, my recipes, my foods. I'm going to go to my recipes or my meals, recipes, and I'm going to create a recipe. So I'm going to tap on create recipe and I'm going to call this quesadilla. Quesadilla, maybe I'll do a beef quesadilla. Okay, and I'm going to say it serves 2 people. And I'm going to hit the arrow on the right. I'm going to add, let's go with tortillas, flour, tortillas. And it's going to populate probably with the tortillas I use the most, except for it didn't. So I'm going to put Mission because I know that's what I have in my refrigerator. Flour tortillas. I think it's the one that's 140 calories. I'm going to use 2 tortillas. Then I'm going to add some ground beef. And I think the ground beef that I have in my freezer is 90% lean, 10% fat. So I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to do 8 ounces. So 2 servings of that. And then now I'm going to add some shredded cheese. And I'll go with some Mexican cheese, and then I'm gonna do a 1/2 cup. Cool. So that's all that I'm going to put into this quesadilla recipe. Then I'm going to hit the arrow button to the right and it tells me it's 450 calories, 23 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, 33 grams of protein. I'm going to go ahead and save it and log it. Then I'll just take a look at when it pops up. So I can adjust the serving. If I'm having one serving, cool. If I'm having both servings, or if I'm having 1.5 servings, I can just make those adjustments there. And there you go. I'm going to do a recipe a different way under snacks. I'm going to add food and I'm going to go to my recipes and I'm going to import a recipe. So click on that. And I'm going to, let me take you to my browser where I was looking at this recipe from Skinny Taste, and it is banana oat protein cookie. So I'm going to copy the URL and then I'm going to paste it right into that window in MyFitnessPal. So it's going to scan the ingredients from this webpage and then populate the ingredients right here. So you might just want to quickly double check that, you know, it all looks like it's supposed to. And then now it's going to find those ingredients in MyFitnessPal and calculate the nutrition facts for it. So you could go through this with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that you're using the ingredients that go with this recipe. If you're swapping out different, say, protein powder or chocolate chips, you could go through and edit those ingredients. But just for the sake of keeping this brief, I'm just going to advance it. And we have our peanut butter oatmeal protein cookies. I'm going to save it and log it. And it will show up in my snacks. I'm having 1 serving of this item. It does look delicious. And there you go. So those are just a few quick shortcuts that I use quite often in MyFitnessPal. Again, back to me. Again, you know, some of these things are pretty basic and maybe you already learned how to do it, but some of them are a little bit more advanced. So don't freak out if you're not using the recipe builder just yet, but just play around with it and just keep going. Try to find some consistency with this. I think we're going to be more successful the more we practice and the more that we keep on tracking. I think when we start to fall away from it is when is why we're not seeing results. So just keep at it, do your best. This is never going to be a 100% science. We're never going to be 100% accurate with this stuff. And I think sometimes like that can drive us crazy if we're trying to be super accurate with everything. Just do your best. Even if you're off by a small percentage, it's still better than not tracking at all and just completely guessing about what you're eating. So it's going to be okay. Keep on keeping on. I hope this video tutorial was helpful. Some of this mindset stuff and just knowing what's normal, what's not normal, we get into a little bit more in the full 10-week program, Macros for Muscles. So if that's kind of where you're finding yourself having hiccups, then take the next steps with me and I will hold your hand through it all. All right, take care. Bye.